everyone, it's Floss. Welcome back to the channel. We're just doing, there's no we here, there's just me. Just a quick, non-spoilery mini review of the amazing Gemina, which I keep calling every now and then Gemini. Now, I will tell you, I did have a bit of a battle about whether I wanted to read this because I very kindly was given when I went to BEA a proof copy by Random House Kids. The reason I had such a dilemma about reading Gemina was that the proof copy contains unfinished or not present artwork. Now, for those of you who have read Illuminae, you know how important and how amazing the artwork was to the story. It actually is another dimension. It's almost another character. It's not even almost, it is another character. And so that's what excited me about Gemina in terms of, I think it can, you know, the artwork would bring so much to it. And I was like, did I want to read it without that present? So this is what it looks like. I'm just covering the other side because it's a spoiler. But that's what it looks like without the artwork. There was all these like little things saying artwork to come, da 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 da. So I read it after much debate and many people on Twitter saying do or don't. I decided to read it because I just wanted to know what was going to happen. And I'm actually really glad I did. While I absolutely will be going out day one to get the finished final version because I want to see the artwork of some of the things that was talked about, I didn't miss it. Not that I didn't miss it because I really did, because when I turned the page to see certain things that were being talked about and they weren't there, I was like, oh. But at the same time, the story itself is so strong, it's so amazing that I kind of didn't miss it as much as I thought maybe I would. The story jumps away from the action that was happening in Illuminae to Heimdall, Jump Station Heimdall, which is what the Illuminae plot was moving towards with the Hypatia. I'm saying that right? Wrong? Hypatia? Say it fast. I always find if you say it fast and confidently, people believe that's the pronunciation. That's how I roll with it. Anyway, we jump to the Heimdall where we meet Hannah, who is the daughter of the captain of the Heimdall, the guy who's running the whole thing. And she's a kick-ass, awesome character who is viewed by a lot of people to be this sort of indulged, really wealthy, princessy type character because of what her position as the daughter to the captain of the whole space station gives her. She, of course, is a little bit spoiled sometimes. She gets the best fashion shipped in. She is allowed to go to all these amazing classes. She meets our other hero, Nick, who is sort of a drug dealer and from the really shady part of town. His family are aboard the Heimdall and, well, his relatives are on board the Heimdall and they are running an underground black market drug trade, basically. He's her dealer, and they have a great little kind of flirty relationship. She has another boyfriend, but they have a sort of flirty banter that kicks off straight away and gives you a sense of history between these two without showing me that in flashbacks or anything. You really quickly get the sense that these two know each other well. They've interacted before. They have a bit of a fun relationship. Action really kicks off as the Heimdall is invaded. Biotech, who were the aggressing company in the Illuminae, are attempting to shut down the Heimdall and intercept the Hypatia, which was the ship that Katie and Ezra were on, in an effort to silence the story and not have this whole invasion of the Carranza area exposed. Now, this all sounds like big words, and if you haven't read Illuminae thinking, oh God, that sounds so dense and oh, there's too much stuff going on, it's not. It is exactly in a way like Illuminae in that this series and this book rockets along with this cracking plot, and the invasion of the station happens quite early on, and then it's you know, the shit has hit the fan, to be all sweary about it, but it has. And so what's called on for these two main characters is to be incredibly resourceful while also being realistic about their resourcefulness, why they would have this skill set in their repertoire. Both of them have different skill sets that match some of the heroics and some of the things they have to do throughout the story. It also interweaves the larger scope and political landscape of the Illuminae world. And the thing that strikes me, and I said it to Amy in an email that I sent her after I read this, I said the confidence with which they both tell this story is unbelievable. And I think that's a cultural thing that shouldn't be overlooked, in that there's no stories like this being told in Australian YA literature. And it sounds terrible to say it, but I honestly believe that. And if I'm wrong, please leave comments in below. I'd love to hear opposing. But this kind of commercial, aggressive storytelling for YA, and I'm not saying it's bad that it's not, but there's just, I don't know, I don't even know how to explain it, but the YA landscape in Australia is full of amazing, amazing books, but this type of story is not being told. We don't have that kind of balls to the wall storytelling, and it's not rewarded. But it is rewarded when it comes into us via America. And this is in a weird way, an American story in terms of the scope, in terms of the adventure and the action and the characterization. And the confidence with which Jay and Amy exhibit that world and tell that story and how they do that is the reason this works. This is a case of the storytellers matching the confidence of what the plot demands. They know this world, they believe in this world. And I think that's probably the key, is that you trust authors implicitly, and the trust is paid off with these two in the world that they create, in the science that you don't even need to be explained to you fully because you know that there is an explanation, and it feels like it's real, and the scope and the landscape of everything that's happening in this story, both on the Hypatia but also on the Heimdall, and then the flash forwards to what's happening down the line, which, oh my god, what the hell is going to happen in book 3? I don't even know. What? I marvel at it all the way through. It is a fascinating read. The plot really kicks into gear. I mean, it kicks into gear straight away, but it's like gear 10 goes up to gear 20 in the second half. I had to read it till 4 in the morning to know what had happened. The last half has some mega twists that I was just like, what? And then I was like, what? What? It was just constantly whatting itself. Crazy, 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 crazy. But also in a way that was, again, believable. I didn't think that, never did I get to a point where I was like, nah, twist too far. So, yay. There is one tiny, tiny, tiny baby slide against it. And I'm not even I'm not even that mad at it. It was something I thought about, and I was like, oh yeah, in that Katie and Hannah and Ezra and Nick, the two leads of both Illuminae and Gemina, are a little bit similar in... And not, again, I'm not angry about it. It's something that I can see people will go, well, I feel like it's a bit of a similar character story as opposed to something new. But do you need something new in this world? I don't know. It's just, yeah, I think people might have a small, and it should only be small because it doesn't really, and especially once the story gets rolling, I forgot about that. But in the early goings on with Katie and Ezra so powerfully in my mind because of Illuminae being such a great story, the first 20 pages I felt a similarity towards Hannah and Nick. But again, that changes and it evolves, and I guess maybe that was just me bringing in my own baggage, so probably on me. But I could totally recommend this. It is a day one purchase because there are some big things that happen that I would hate it if someone had told me about, because the twist and then the more twists that go to it, you don't want to know any of it because it's so crap. You want to enjoy the crap. That sounds really wrong, but you want to enjoy those shock moments where your stomach drops and you're like, oh my God. So just Jay and Amy, God damn, you're good. God damn it. Please keep telling confident, amazing, modern, commercial, brave stories like you're telling. And I cannot wait. Oh my God, for book 3. It's going to kill me. It's going to kill us all. We're all going to die. But I'm ready to die. That's Gemina. It's out October 7, I believe. I think. Oh, no. It's out October 18. According to this proof. So pre-order from your local bookstores. I guarantee you everyone's going to have it ready to go because this is a big deal in both the American and Australian publishing world. This book has won awards in both of those markets, and I know the UK are on board too now. It's been picked up for film rights. Basically, it's just, yeah, it's amazing and you will love it. And if you haven't read Illuminae, please go back and read Illuminae first, because this will make sense, but you won't, some of the character interactions and some of the stuff that happens later on won't make a lick of sense in terms of the payoff. So please definitely read Illuminae before this comes out so you can read this with everybody and join on the hype train because it's amazing.